Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to the new and improved version of Project Manchala. So, for those of you who are just joining in for the first time, my name is Mohammad Abbas Merchant. I'm going to be your host. So, Project Manchala was basically my podcast back on my old channel, and I'm going to be bringing it back here to this new channel with a sort of different twist to it. So first and foremost, we're gonna have video this time. Apart from which, I'm also gonna be doing certain episodes which might just be me if I don't have a specific guest for that particular topic or I haven't been able to find one for it. And just going to be a little bit of a different swing to it. So today's topic is something that I feel like is very close to my own heart, and it's basically about how in today's day and age it's very easy for us to hire, quote, hire artists and ask them to do work for either free or just for exposure. Now, speaking as a photographer, I have some personal experience with that, and let me be completely frank with all of you here and tell you that it is, in majority cases, downright insulting to be asked to do work for free. Um, and in most situations, it really doesn't benefit majority of us in any sort of defining way. Now, let me elaborate on that a little bit. So I've done quite a few events for universities and whatnot, though those have never been paid, just by the way. And majorly that's because they're conducted through societies and student-run societies, right? So they don't exactly have a proper budget or anything to work on the event. अगर वो budget होता भी है, तो that's majorly just gone into the setup, the decoration, stuff like that. So they can't really afford proper photographers. In the instances where they can, I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to the bigger photographers, not photographers like myself who either been in the game not very long or at least haven't been able to establish a presence as of yet. So in those particular instances, those events didn't per se really help me in terms of exposure, like they say. um obviously फायदा तो होता है, फायदा definitely, जो भी आप काम कर रहे हैं in this profession or at least this field, um फायदा होता है regardless of how big or small. तो फायदा मुझे इस सेंस में हो कि I got to meet more people. I got to take new pictures, different kinds of pictures, and add them to my portfolio that I haven't been able to do so far. Now, it didn't really help me in terms of making proper connections or even expanding my brand. Now, don't get me wrong, there were quite a few people who found my Instagram, found my page through these events, but the rate at which it should have been or could have been at least wasn't reached. And that for me is a little bit upsetting because I mean, they say exposure like it's such a big thing, right? And कि आपको पता नहीं, like I mean जिस लेवल पे वो लोग बोलते हैं, often उस लेवल पे आपको वो मिलता नहीं है. So that's a bit disheartening. And even though I'm truly grateful for the opportunities that I've gotten, I've covered, I believe, one event for IBA, and I've covered 2 to 3 events at Habib. Now, even though I am really grateful for those opportunities, like I said, they're not exactly helping me build my brand or, providing for me in any other capacity. Now, if they helped me get connections that later on got me work, that would be a different scenario altogether. So, in those sorts of situations, yeah, take it, fine, understood, take it. That was good. But that doesn't really happen more often than not. So that's a bit annoying. And honestly, just stop asking people to, at least like photographers and filmmakers or whatnot, please stop asking us to work for free or for exposure. It's more often than not just insulting at best. It's so if you ask someone to do it for the exposure, you're basically asking them to do it for free. Now, your friends might end up doing it just because they're your friends, but I mean, they deserve something. Like, they deserve some form of compensation for what they're doing because they're not just covering the event itself, they're putting in the hours to come travel to the location, cover the event, go home, and then later on edit all of those pictures and then give them to you. So they're doing a decent amount of work, and photography is no easy task. So for anyone who thinks it's very easy to just come, take some pictures, transfer them, and then send them to you, it's not like that. Trust me, even the most basic or amateur photographer still edits their pictures to a certain degree, and that takes time, it takes effort, it is not easy. It may be easy with time, but it's still a certain amount of time that you're investing, time that could be done and used for like something else entirely. So there should be some form of compensation, right? And I've also noticed this very big thing that a lot of people like to take advantage of their friends who are artists and just ask them for free stuff. यार तुम आर्टिस्ट हो, मेरे लिए पेंटिंग बना दो. यार तुम आर्टिस्ट हो, मेरे लिए स्केच बना दो. यार मेरा फोटो शूट तो कर दो. So at times when people do these things for you, they're just doing it because they're your friends. उनको उससे कुछ फायदा नहीं है. अगर है भी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, it's just something for them to add to their portfolio. बाद में if it turns out exceptional or something, right? So maybe that'll help them, but the odds of it are very less. So pay your friends, pay your artist friends, and support them however you can, being very honest. Now, I understand many of us, since we're young adults, teenagers, we don't have enough money to invest in our friends' businesses. Invest however you can. Tika, if you can offer them 500, 1,000, if they're doing something for you, do that. Give them whatever you can. And apart from that, just shout out their work however and whenever possible, dude. University में कोई event हो रहा है, recommend your friend. But make it clear, यार, they're not going to do it for free. ठीक है? घर पे कोई function है जो करवाना है, ask your photographer friend to cover it. Ask your filmmaker friend to do a video of it. Recommend your friends' businesses however much you possibly can. And if you can't do it through monetary compensation, like I said, shout them out, help them grow their business. Do whatever you can to do your part. And honestly, it really does make a difference. It does make a difference that you have friends out there who are supporting you, who are there for you, and who are going to be there for you if things don't work out. So that's a really nice feeling to have. And I am truly grateful for the friends that I have and the support that they give me, because it's not easy making it in this business with how saturated the market is for photographers these days. It's not easy, and I'm truly grateful for the friends that I have and the help that they give me. So now I'm going to be moving towards a topic that I personally struggle with quite a bit. um, so as a photographer, there are often times that I have work that I need to do where I require models. Now, speaking as someone who is in the business and I'm not earning enough from it to invest in it for my own sake, like I am not earning enough of it to continue to keep investing in this to make it a proper full profession. Now, regardless of however much I may charge, a lot of that just goes into personal stuff, right? Keeping my camera up to date, getting lenses, whatever stuff like that, right? But this business, just like other forms of art, is not cheap. It's very difficult to maintain, it's very difficult to continue to pursue. So that puts me in a very awkward sort of situation now. For many of you that may know, I work with Coral Fabrics, a clothing brand. So it's very difficult for me in certain situations to provide for Coral in terms of photo shoots because I have to arrange for models. इसमें issue ये आ जाता है कि more often than not, those models are my friends. You've seen Iman, you've seen Sarah Thomas, you've seen, a bunch of my friends just volunteering and helping me out. Now, even though these girls aren't professional models or they're not people technically in this industry or in this field, I still feel enlightened to give them some form of compensation. Now, we're coming to that sort of other side of the conversation where I was literally just a few minutes ago talking about paying your friends, paying the artists for their work. I'm at a crossroads where I'm unable to pay. So I feel like this is a very awkward sort of side of this business that a lot of us don't either get to see or understand. Now, I've done a decent amount of shoots with Iman, and I've only done, I believe, one shoot with Sarah Thomas. Um, and I've done random other shoots with friends and whatnot. So even though for many of this stuff I'm not getting paid, I still feel entitled to give my friends some form of compensation, right? Because they're taking time out from their schedules, they're traveling to the locations, they're helping me shoot, and they're putting in their time, right? They're putting in an investment. So it makes me feel bad for not being able to give back to them. Now, Coral, many of you may not know, is actually my family business. My mom's side of the family owns Coral. Now, Coral, even though we've been around for quite a long time, mashallah, sir, we're still trying to establish ourselves as our own brand. Initially, what we used to do is we used to have all these big brands, LSM, Orient, Cardi, stuff like that. We used to just resell. We used to be resellers basically. And for a good while, we were doing good business. We got established and we were recognized as official resellers. We even got reposted in one of their, you know, catalogs or whatnot. Okay, oh, these are authorized resellers. You can get our stuff from them. So that was really cool. And for a time, that was fine. But we got to a certain point where we were just like, you know what? No, we want to do our own stuff now. We want to establish ourselves as proper competitors in this game. So for the past couple of years, we've been trying to release our own line of clothing for women. We've released our own Brett line so far. We're starting to release our own collection of lawn. So aista aista karke we are getting into this game and trying to, make sort of impact. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. Now, because of the big risks that we're taking in, it's very difficult for us to be able to afford a lot of the other facilities that the bigger brands may do. I am not only doing all the photo shoots for Coral myself, I'm also handling the social media on the side, along with my Padhai and whatnot, right? So because of all of these risks that we're taking, we're investing quite a lot into the business. So because of that, it's very difficult for us to make do with a lot of the things that we do. So hence why the shoots are all handled by me, getting models and everything, arranging for that is done through me. So it's very difficult in those instances because I'm like, yeah, even if I can't pay these girls, I want to give something to them, a token of appreciation or something like that, right? So I'm like, okay, what if I can give them one of the suits that they model in? If they're looking good in it, why not? Just give it to them. I thought of this, I brought this up to my family, and even though they really like the idea, the issue is just because we're stepping into this business and we're still trying to establish ourselves, we can't afford it as of yet. We can't afford to just give away stuff because we need it out into the public eye and make more of an impact, and we need as much revenue as possible in this instance. A lot of this is private stuff that I feel very uncomfortable sharing, but I need to put this out there in the sort of negative aspect of wanting to pay artists but being unable to. I have friends who are brilliant artists and sell their work. I would love to buy it, but being a teenager, being a young adult, trying to establish myself in this growing economy, I can't afford it as of yet. I can't afford to pay my artist friends. I can't afford to pay the girls who model for me for free. So it's very difficult, being able to do all of these things. So it sort of gives that different side, or at least the other side of the argument to pay your friends. So I feel like this is a sort of weird area for me, for even though I'm criticizing people who don't pay, I'm also one of those people who can't pay, or chalo don't pay, because I can't afford it as of yet, right? So I don't know how I feel about this entire, like, obviously I don't like it, but there's nothing I can do in this situation at the given time. So I'd like your guys' opinion. What do you feel on this matter? How do you see it? Because I understand for a lot of us, others are the ones, we're just kids, right? We are kids, even though many of us are like in our 18, 20s, and even some of us are even older than that. We still can't afford many of the luxuries of life that we should be able to, right? Or that we want to be able to. I have friends in the industry who are doing so many wonderful things, but the most I can do to support them is just shout out their work, like, comment, stuff like that, that just helps their work get recognized a little bit more. And that is, for me, painful in a different sort of way, because I'd like to be able to help them through monetary compensation as well. But it's just something that I can't do as of yet. So that is a bit of a struggle, but it is what it is, and I'm hoping one day when I am able to afford all of these things, I will be able to support my friends just like they've supported me up until this point. So I still am trying to figure out this sort of gray area that I am in, wherein I'm like, okay, pay artists, but then I'm also part of the people who don't pay or can't pay artists, because I understand not being able to, but being able to, and then still being conjuiced more often than not, asking for less for the value that you're getting. That's not right. If you're paying one of your friends to do certain work for you, take it. If they give you their rates and if they're out of your budget, maybe discuss it with them. But if they're asking you for a certain amount, it's not just for the pictures that they're giving you, it's for the time investment, the things that they've learned during this entire business, everything they've done. You're not just paying for the service, you're paying for the experience that they have worked on, the hours that they've put in, everything they've learned. Because if you're paying me, you're not just paying for my services, you're paying for everything that I'm going to do from the start of the event to the end of the event and after the event when I'm sitting at home and working and editing your pictures. So consider all of these things, and everything that I've done prior, that also has a very added factor to the service that you're now getting. If you'd asked me maybe a couple of months back, maybe I wouldn't be able to deliver the standard of quality that I'm doing now. So you're also paying for that. You're paying for the fact that I've done so much up till now that I'm able to give you the quality that I'm giving you. So you need to be able to consider those things as well. So yeah, that's just a sort of weird position that I'm in right now. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on how to work on this a little bit more and what your perceptions about this entire issue are. And also, if you guys like this new format, because I might keep doing this from time to time, just randomly when I feel like sort of ranting, sort of venting, just talking to you guys about how I perceive all of these issues and, the way that they're just going through my head. I'm also going to be bringing back Project Manchala for more episodes, seeing as how the whole virus thing develops and continues. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys would like for me to discuss, and if you'd like for me to have some guest on here, if there are specific guests who are in Karachi and I can have them on board easily. Do let me know if you'd like that. And yeah, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also turn on the bell icon, because I'm going to try and upload more during this whole shut in that we guys are facing right now. So yeah, please be sure to support my work, whatever it may be, whether it's on Instagram, here, Facebook, whatever. I hope you guys have enjoyed. So I'm going to be signing off for now, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.
You again, been fighting.